Bonjour. Welcome to my supervision of an activity that I have assigned on iLearn of inverted questions. I am supervising because I know for some of you it may just seem a bit much. You've learned perhaps to recognize questions. You see, for example, comment ça va? You see as well, though, comment vas-tu? Comment allez-vous, for how are you doing? Ou comment vous vous appelez? Comment vous appelez-vous is the inverted variation. Comment tu t'appelles? And then you've seen comment t'appelles-tu? In fact, one way of asking questions is to invert. Instead of having the subject come first and the verb come second, you put the verb in front of the subject and it turns into a question. So, tu parles is you speak. Parles-tu is are you speaking? Vous parlez, parlez-vous? Vous allez, allez-vous? It's very straightforward because you ask questions obviously either to tu or to vous most of the time, and those you just switch it up and put in your hyphen, and that's that. But then, of course, you have the third person singular and the third person plural. Those can be tricky. Well, the plural's not tricky. When you ask a question using the plural, basically it goes from, for example, ils vont, like they are going, to vont-ils, where you don't pronounce that T at the end for plural, like il parle. Oh, when I say il parle, unless you have a very powerful sense of telepathy, you can't tell just by that sentence spoken that way, il parle, if it's singular or plural. But if I do the inversion, so the question now is, are they speaking? Parle-t-il? I pronounce the T in the plural. Let me see if I can write this out for you. My little chalkboard. Il parle. Oh, why isn't that working? Okay, I can understand if it doesn't work in real life. Okay, P-R-O-L. Okay, obviously I'm not very good at this I don't even have a mouse, I'm just using my pad. Okay, il parle. Usually I don't pronounce that T, right? Il parle. Well, if it's in the inversion, whoop. Parle-t-il? I just have to pronounce that T. Are they speaking? Or parle-t-elle? What happens if I'm not using ILS? What if I'm using like Jacques et Jérémie? Then I would have to say Jacques et Jérémie. Those are two guys' names. Jacques et Jérémie. Parle-t-il? I would still have to use this, even if I'm spelling out their names. Anna and Asia, those are two girls. Parle-t-elle? But what if it's il parle? What if I'm just saying il, I-L, il parle? He speaks. Il parle français. Or il parle, like he's speaking right now. Il parle. How do I invert that? Oh, don't invert it, just use the easy way. Est-ce qu'il parle? Just put in est-ce que. Est-ce qu'il parle? Or just use your voice. Il parle? Well, most times in oral language you can just use est-ce que. Est-ce qu'il parle? But it's neat to know how to invert. So this is how you do it. Since the French do not like the sound of parle, il. They like to break things up. They don't want to have parle, il. That makes a stop. It's too brutal for their sense of how words should flow. You need that T sound. But wait, it's not conjugated like that. It's not il parle avec an ENT, which I can just bring out of the woodwork and pronounce to make parle-t-il. Oh, so this is what I do. I add 1. That's my T. 2. 3. Ah, that's what a question in the third person, inverted, in French, looks like. Parle-t-il. This doesn't concern the verb être. Être has a T at the end. Il parle-t-il français? Est-il français? What about the third person? Ah. Oh, yeah. You need that 1, 2, aha, 3. A-t-il un stylo, for example? A-t-il l'heure? Does he have the time? A-t-il la nationalité française? Does he have French nationality? Another verb that you need to know uses this added T is va. Il va is he goes. Turn it around and you have to va. T-il. Va-t-il en France? But of course, La France is not at all the only French-speaking country in the world. I could say, va-t-il en France? Va-t-il à Bamako? Va-t-il à Bruxelles? Well, the whole point is I know how to invert, and I know that when it's an ER verb or a verb like avoir and aller, those third-person singulars need you to put in T, and that's how it is. Oh, wait a minute. Let me just show you how you do the il y a. Il y a is a fixed expression for there is. Il y a. When you are asking, is there? This is how you do it. Put A, and you do that, Y a-t-il? How about, I'll give it, like for example, combien? Combien y a-t-il? How many is there? Combien d'équipes? I know for those of you who are really very good at handwriting, I bet that this is driving you crazy. I'm asking how many teams are in the World Cup? Combien d'équipes? That's how I say it. Combien d'équipes y a-t-il à la Coupe du Monde? Combien d'équipes y a-t-il à la Coupe du Monde? À la Coupe. Okay, I really have to improve my handwriting. This. À la Coupe du Monde. Okay, it's kind of funny because my handwriting is so horrible. Let's try to erase it. Oh, well, let's just go back here. So now you've got les questions. Arrange the words to form an inverted question. And this allows you to play around with it. I did the first one. Parle-t-elle japonais? I would have to move this down, the A. Uh-oh, no. A-t-il un concert ce soir? I think this is neat because it puts in the hyphens for you. It allows you to work through. This is what happens when you invert a question. You tend to invert questions in writing. It's seen as a more academic, literary form because obviously it's a form of questioning that takes a little more time and effort. Parle-t-elle français? I'll let you do 2, 3, 4, and 6. Bon courage. I'm trying to stop this. Meanwhile, you guys can hear the neighbor's dog yapping in the background. Oh, va-t-il arrêter de parler enfin?